holding down the schach with something. So they say tying down the schach, that's a problem. It's the ma'amid problem. Ma'amid, the thing that holds up the schach. There's a chumrah that we hold, like Rabbi Lior says, Rabbi Yuder likes to tell this one. This is what you get out of it. They say you shouldn't let the schach rest on something that is susceptible to impurity, something made out of metal, let's say. That's a chumrah. That's not halacha, pointed out by many. And one of the major issues with that is, let's say you built a metal frame. So you put wood intervening between the schach and the frame, but it's still a ma'amid. Just one step removed, but it's still a problem. So it's not a problem. It's halachically acceptable. So the problem with, let's say, tying down the schach in a loose manner with something, so that might be the same ma'amid problem. So first of all, ma'amid's not a problem. Secondly, the thing with which you're tying, if it itself is not mekabel tuma, even if it's not valid for schach, what's not mekabel tuma, but also not valid for schach?
Faster.
Well, we didn't get there yet, but for what Chazal recognized, not mekabel tuma, but also not good schach. Rocks. Okay, a rock is not mekabel tuma unless you turn it into a certain type of kli. Even clay Evans, whatever. The point is, stam a rock is not mekabel tuma, but you still can't use it. You can't use mineral for schach. It has to be vegetation, right? So you can't do that. Or an animal, a living animal. It's not mekabel tuma, but it's also not vegetation. So you can't use an animal as schach. But when you're talking about plastic, anything that's synthetic material, that's not mekabel tuma, but it's also not good schach. But that's not a problem. Just having a little not mekabel tuma is having something that's completely irrelevant. Like we said, plastic or anything that came from the sea, for that matter, also is not mekabel tuma. So you could use that to ma'amid schach. It's not a problem. It's not, it itself is, even though it can't be used for schach.
Can you use seaweed?
Yeah, sure. Well, you can't use seaweed. No, seaweed is not valid. It's not gidul aretz. It's gidul yam.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's shachol.
Well,
is it a shachol?
Is it a shahakol?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
not like something. It's not
I would say it's a shahakol. They even say certain hydroponics, you take lettuce and you grow it entirely on water, so that becomes a shahakol. Because there's no adama,
So you can't use that for stuff.
Apparently not. No, you can't use lettuce also because it's mekabel tuma. Once you have a foodstuff.
Oh,
foodstuffs are also mekabel tuma. So an apple is mekabel tuma. You can't use it. The branch that the apple came on can be used as schach, but the apple cannot. So wait a minute. What about hanging things? Can I hang something that's mekabel tuma from the schach? A light fixture. Light fixture is made out of metal. Can I hang it from the schach? There's rods of bamboo across the roof of the sukkah. The roof is the schach. So can I hang something with a clasp, metal clasp? Everything's springy metal clasp. This was the question that came today. Can I hang that from the schach? The Mishnah already discusses hanging fruit from the schach. Can I hang fruit that's mekabel tuma from the schach?
Oh, yes.
And the answer is yes. That's what they used to use as decorations. The only question the Mishnah says is, but now they're muktzah. Okay, then you shouldn't be eating them, right? They're muktzah. They're part of the sukkah. Huktzah, right?
Okay.
You're familiar with this. You've seen this before. But the Mishnah never assumed that hanging these items that are susceptible to impurity, apples and bananas and things, are decorative fruit, because they didn't have plastic fruit back then. So that's an issue. So generally speaking, you're allowed to hang things from your stock, even if they're mekabel tuma, and you're allowed to rest your stock on most things, even if they are mekabel tuma. And if you don't want to, so use things that are not mekabel tuma, but also not kosher stock, things made out of plastic. Thank God for plastic. Well, why is plastic important? We say every time there's Passover rolls around, because if you go to mikvah, you're going to be eating korban pesach tuma. You cannot become contaminated. If you are a sheni l'tuma, you can't eat korban pesach. So you have to be perfectly pure when you come out of the mikvah. Just to go into harbayis, you could have sat on a chair, for example. If Anita sat on a wooden chair, or a Zav did, or laid down on the bench or something, so you get some of the tuma. You're now a degree less, but you're still tameh from sitting on that chair. Our chairs are made out of wood. This chair is made out of metal, but this chair is wood. That's a problem. But if you're going to say, well, I want to sit down a little bit, and most of our chairs have been contaminated by people who are contaminated, right? We do not dunk our chairs in the mikvah anymore, although we should. That's what we used to do in the old days. You had furniture that became contaminated from someone sitting on them or lying down on them. So what they used to do with the furniture, they used to have to put in the mikvah.
Or
take it apart. Yeah, but whatever. It's a tircha. What's the next question? Not about this. So what do you do? what do you do if you want to eat Korban Pesach? You want to eat kudshim after just going to the mikvah, but everything around you, the furniture is all tameh.
If it's like fixed to the ground.
If it's affixed to the ground, so make sure you sit on a park bench. The park bench, whether it's made out of wood or metal or both, if it's stuck to the ground, so it's no longer makabel tuma. Okay, that's a good thing. Or if you want to be machmir, your metal frame is somehow bound to the ground. You stuck those posts into the ground really well, or it's attached to your house, which is not makabel tuma. So now already you're good to go. But thank God for plastic, let's say, lounge chairs. Here in Eretz Yisrael, most synagogues. By the way, what's the synagogue furniture made out of here in Eretz Yisrael? If it's a good synagogue furniture, it's wood. It comes from Kibbutz Lavi. And if it's a more or less established synagogue, then all their furniture is made out of what? Plastic, keter. Foldable tables and those stackable plastic chairs. It's a minhag. Many shuls in Israel are those stackable plastic chairs, right? They have them in Or Sameach anymore. No.
Yeah, they do.
Or they have. And it used to be in the Hesder yeshivas. Hakotel, this was the case. I don't know. Maybe other Hesder yeshivas have switched out of this. They used to have at all the Hesder yeshivas swivel chairs. All the Batei Medrash set tables, and the chair is on a single arm that, as moves, glides along, and the chair is
Attached to the floor.
It's attached to the floor to the table. Okay, a single arm, and the chair rotates about 360 degrees. A little bit less than that, doesn't do a complete rotation, and swivels in place. Okay, so that's what you have to do. You have to find furniture that's stuck to the ground, or you have to find plastic furniture. And thank God we have tons of plastic furniture in this country. Even have plastic beds, a lounge chair they put a mattress on. So plastic lounge chair, folds down. So you could have hold on a second. So if you have the plastic lounge chair, and what about the mattress? And the mattress is made also out of synthetic materials, and is also not makabel tuma.
We would like to encourage our viewers to share these videos with friends and send in your responses. If you would like to obtain Birkon Nusach Eretz Yisrael or invite the rabbi for a speaking engagement, please email us at office@machonshilo.org.